Hey guys, in this video we're talking about the production possibilities frontier or production possibilities curve. It goes by both names. And also, when you get to this model, guys, you're probably early on in your class and you're talking about basic economic concept, things like scarcity, trade-offs, and opportunity costs. And that's what this model is illustrating, those type of fundamental economic concepts. Also, in this particular video, guys, I'm going to be doing a part one, an introduction to this model, but I'm going to do a part two in which I adopt this model to macroeconomics. So if you're taking a macroeconomics class, watch the part two also. But let's get to it. Here's the introduction, okay? Here's just the basics of the model. First of all, I like to start off with the name, Production Possibilities Frontier. Now again, in your class, you might call it Production Possibilities Curve. It goes by both names, PPC, PPF. Now, production, okay? When we hit that word production for Production Possibilities Frontier, I want you to understand that's what we're showing, production of goods and services on both axes. So it's important students know we've got production of goods and services there and there. Oftentimes in a introductory class, right after the PPC, you're going to get to things like supply and demand. On supply and demand, we do have the production of a good on this particular axis, the horizontal, but you got price over here. For this model, we've got the production of a good and the production of a good, okay? So we've got production. Possibilities, okay? That's kind of what this is showing us. There's all these different possible combinations of the goods that we can produce, okay? Now, I've just got like 3 dots highlighted, but of course, there's I guess 4 dots, but there's so many dots, right? All along this curve. Those are the different combinations of these 2 goods that we could produce, okay? So there's all these different possible combinations. That's that word possibilities. And then the frontier. There is a limit to how much we can produce. Even if we are completely productively efficient, there is still a limit to how much we can produce. In the present, we can not produce outside the frontier, okay? So it's setting that limit. And again, you can see it's kind of why I like the word frontier more than curve, because of what that word implies. There's a limit, a frontier that you cannot get past, okay? So no production out here. The best you can do is produce on the line, and that's when you are productively efficient. Now, over here, you see I've got some resources, okay? I've got some laborers. And if you look close at my axis, I've got plant food and meat. And here's what I'm doing. I'm talking about a hunter-gatherer society because it fits kind of the concepts of this model really well, a hunter-gatherer society. Now, these laborers are both hunters and gatherers. I think that's really important that you understand that. They're not just like half of them are hunters or half gatherers. They're human beings. They can, all of them can be made to go hunt or asked to go hunt, or they can be asked to go gather. They can go gather or go hunt, okay? But their skills, their abilities towards those 2 types of endeavors, whether it's hunting or gathering, is very different. Okay, now let's get to it. Let's apply the model. Let's get into the model a little bit more, okay? I want to start off with this first dot. Let's imagine that we produced right there at that first dot. Well, of course, that means we'd be taking all of our resources and having them gather, right? That's, hey, all of you go gather because all we want is plant food. And so we're only producing plant food, 0 meat when we are at that particular dot. But then imagine we decide, hey, no, we actually want some meat in our diet. Hey, we need some people to go hunt. Here's the question, guys. Should we go find the best hunters, the ones that have the best skills in hunting, and have them go hunt? And for many of us, we say, absolutely, that's it. Let's go do that. Go find the best hunters, have them go hunt. But not the economists. That would be making this decision on what we call absolute advantage. Who is the best at doing something, okay? Absolute advantage focuses on who is the best at doing something. That's not what the economist is going to focus on. The economist is going to focus on who has the lowest opportunity cost. They'd say, hey, no. Who's got the lowest opportunity cost when they hunt, okay? When they go look for food, for meat, okay? When they go hunt, who has the lowest opportunity cost? Who's going to give up the least in the way of gathering, in the way of giving us plant food? The way I like to say it is, who has the biggest disparity between their hunting skills and their gathering skills? That's the key. We're not going to just find the best hunter and say go hunt or go hunt, because the best hunter could be a really good gatherer. Who knows? It could even be the best gatherer. And the opportunity cost when we have them go hunt could still be quite high. We want the ones that have the lowest opportunity cost. That's who we're going to go have hunt first. And once again, it's the disparity in the skills. Who has the biggest disparity between their ability to hunt, okay, and their ability to gather? We want the best, or the best they can be at hunting, certainly, with that worst they can be at gathering. Who has that biggest discrepancy? Which might mean we just go with somebody that's just pretty good at hunting, but they're super bad at gathering. Oh, wow, you've got the biggest disparity. You're the one we're gonna go have hunt because you have the lowest opportunity cost. We're going to base our decision on who should go be a hunter based on this concept called comparative advantage. Again, it's not absolute advantage. It's not who's the best hunter, you go hunt. Who has the lowest opportunity cost? Oh, you have the comparative advantage, you should go and hunt, okay? So if we do that, here's what's going to happen. We're going to be able to get, let's say, 1 unit of meat, okay, and not give up hardly any plant food. The opportunity cost of us getting that first unit of meat, if we do this smartly, productively, efficiently, if we find the person with the lowest opportunity cost, is just gonna be 0.2 of plant food. Hopefully you can see that. That black dot right there is at 3. Here's where we're moving to. This dot, that's at 2.8. We're just giving up 0.2 of plant food. If we just randomly grab some people and say, hey, you guys go hunt, we might end up at a dot, say, right here, okay? Yes, we're getting 1 unit of meat, but we might give up a lot of plant food, okay? No. We're gonna be smart about it. We're going to find the ones that have the comparative advantage, the lowest opportunity cost, the biggest disparities in their skills, where they're positive towards hunting and not so good at the gathering, how big a disparity that is in those two abilities. They have the lowest opportunity cost. When they go hunt, you guys go hunt, okay? Now, let's say that we want to produce 1 more unit of meat. Let's go to that second unit of meat, okay? Here's the big deal, guys. We're not gonna be able to find people with as low of opportunity cost. We already grabbed them and had them go hunt. Now we're gonna have people that might be pretty good at hunting, but might also be pretty good at gathering, or just not that great at gathering. We're gonna go find the ones that still have the biggest disparity left to reallocate to hunting, okay, to go getting us meat. We're just gonna find the ones that have the lowest opportunity cost left. We've already taken the ones that had the lowest opportunity cost and had them go hunt. Who's left? Who's the next lowest? Who's the next lowest? In this particular situation, yes, we get another unit of meat, but the opportunity cost, we're gonna move from that dot to that dot. We're going from 2.8 to 2.2 is gonna be 0.6 units of plant food, okay? It just got bigger. The opportunity cost just increased, right? For the first unit, it was 0.2. For the second unit, just producing the second unit, I'm not saying what's the cost of producing 2, I'm saying what's the cost of the second unit is gonna be 0.6. We're going from that dot to that, it's gonna cost us 0.6 of plant food. And now, if we decide, no, we want a meat-only diet. We want to produce nothing, right, but meat. Well, that means we've got to grab the rest of them and have them go hunt. And hey, the problem is going to be opposite now, right? We're going to have better gatherers and not very good hunters left to allocate. Okay, the opportunity cost is going to be really large now, right? And so how big? Well, according to this model, right, we're going from this dot over here to this dot, 2.2 units of plant food. Guys, this is the law of increasing opportunity cost. The law of increasing opportunity cost, which is not saying just that as you make more of something, the cost goes up. No. It's saying as you make more of each successive unit, of each additional unit, the cost of making each additional unit goes up. So the cost of making the next unit is going to be more than the last unit, right? That's the law of increasing opportunity cost. As we make each successive unit, each additional unit, the cost of making that additional unit is going up. That's the law of increasing opportunity cost, and that is demonstrated by this concave curve right here, bowed out from the origin, concave to the origin. This is showing us an illustration of the law of increasing opportunity cost, okay? Because the slope of this curve represents the opportunity cost. And you can see that slope changing. And it works both ways, guys. As we produce more meat, hey, the opportunity cost is going to increase in terms of how much plant food we have to give up. And if we started over here at this dot and then said, no, let's have some plant food and started to produce more plant food, and we started moving this way, we would also see, again, the law of increasing opportunity cost at play. Okay, few more things to finish this up. We've already said can't produce out here in the present. no matter how productively efficient you are. In fact, when you're productively efficient, that's what puts you on the curve, okay? Productive efficiency puts you on the curve. That's allocating your resources smartly. The best way to say it is based on comparative advantage, based on who has the lowest opportunity cost. That keeps you productively efficient. And also utilizing all of your resources, right? If you are inside the curve, like right here, you were not smart in the way you allocated your resources. You didn't do it based on comparative advantage, okay? If you're right here, you are productively inefficient. So any dot inside the curve is productively inefficient, okay? You have resources that are allowing you to produce goods and services. Those resources, yes, are labor, like you see here, but could also be capital, the tools, okay, and equipment. That'd be the capital. It could be the natural resources also. What natural resources do you have? And then what the entrepreneurial ability. And of course, you know, it's kind of weird to think of entrepreneurial ability in a hunter-gatherer society, but anyhow, in a more modern times, that makes a lot of sense. And who knows, maybe there's a little entrepreneurial ability in those hunters and gatherers, okay? But the resources we have, okay, that go make those goods and services, again, is the labor, the number of laborers, and kind of the skills and education and healthcare of the laborers. It's the tools, it's the quantity of the tools and the quality. If we can get a technology change in the tools, hey, that could get this curve to shift out. That could get us some economic growth. That could get us pushed out there, right? And then it's also the natural resources and the entrepreneurial ability, okay? So those are some fundamental things. One of the biggest things, again, is, hey, scarcity, limited resources. We're using limited resources to satisfy unlimited ones. Scarcity means, hey, there's a limit to what we can produce. Trade-offs, as we produce more of one, we're gonna give up some of the other. Opportunity costs. When we move on our PPF, we need to do so based on comparative advantage, based on the lowest opportunity cost. We need to be smart. We need to be productively efficient, okay? Anyhow, those are some basic fundamentals of the PPF. Again, I'm going to adopt it for macroeconomics in my next video. So if you're taking macroeconomics, watch the next video because that gets us some other insights into the model. Hope that made sense to you. We'll see you in the next video.